Hey everyone, this is Kat here, and I'm doing my very first OC review, and I'm really excited because I've never really done an OC review before. So I hope you guys like it, and I hope the author of these characters, by the way, their name is Clockwork Knight 1. Check her out on YouTube, and I'll leave her DeviantArt in the description. She asked me to do her three characters. So let's get started. The way I'm going to be reviewing characters I'm going to talk about the aesthetics, the personality and background, and then I'm going to rate it 1 to 10. 1 being you need a lot of improvement, to 10 being you have a really good character, but improvements could be needed because not every character is going to be perfect, and really, all characters could use improvement. I just didn't really find any. So let's get started. This character is called Cotton Calligraphy, and first of all, I love the regal stance she has because it's really remnants of Canterlot, and that's where she lives. My problem comes in with the overall hair color. While I do like the pink and the blue because that's a really nice combination, I don't like how messy it is because when you think of Canterlot in the MLP stance, you really think of regal hairstyles, perfectly pulled up, and just look like proper gentlemen and ladies. But here it's just kind of messy and all over the place. It's just not my cup of tea, and the color choice doesn't really make sense because she's overall kind of darker colors. So why is her hair suddenly this bright and colorful pink and blue? In her story, it does say that she has a sweet tooth, which kind of explains why she has pink and blue hair, but it doesn't really give a lot of justification for it. I would more likely put in her backstory about her parents were candy makers in a poor side of town, so she had to work really hard to get a scholarship to go to unicorn school, and she rose up and she became a calligraphy artist for the Grand Galopin Gala in Canterlot. That would kind of explain why her hair looks like that. But overall, her hair color and hairstyle is the thing I really need to change for this aesthetic. The eye color is kind of okay. I'd make it a little bit darker so it's able to be more defined from the white and the blue. And her cutie mark's okay. Moving on to her actual backstory and background. I have on the page, there was no characteristics, there was really no personality traits or anything. There wasn't a lot to go off of. And I know the creator probably has all of that figured out, which is great, but if you're gonna really make a really good character, you should probably put that in the actual description of your characters or in sections or something. So anyway, so after reviewing all of the aesthetic issues and the background and personality problems, I would give this character a 5. Now, I give it a 5 because the character looks okay. It could use a bit of tweaking for the aesthetics, but the biggest issue was the backstory was really, really small. There was no story on how she got her cutie mark or anything, or how she went to Canterlot, where was she from, or something like that. There wasn't that much development there. But I don't give her anything lower because I feel like the author knows her story, but just didn't put it in the description of the page, so I can't really totally bash her for that. So that's her grade. Moving on to the next character. Okay, this character is Leonidas. I'm not going to try to pronounce the first part of the name, but Leonidas is what I'm going to call her. First of all, I really like the detail she put into the feathers. They're really nice. Someone's texting me. Hold on. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Personal business. Anyway, I love the bright colors on the flank. I love the bright colors of the eyes. My problem comes in with the interspecies. in her background it said that she was a Pegasus and a Griffin's child, and she's a Hypogriffin. However, I guess headcanon could explain it, but I don't really like the idea that much because it doesn't really make sense. Again, there was no story to explain it or anything, but I mean, it could work. My issue also comes in with the eye color because it's just a random pink and blue, and while the colors do complement each other, I think that you should try to fit it in with the actual overall character look, like the browns, the blacks, the reds, and the orange, and the yellow. I think maybe changing her eye color to an orange or a nice orangey yellow would make her eyes kind of pop a bit more. And I think it would make it pop while keeping the same color scheme. Anyway, moving on to the story and everything. Again, there was no real development in story. I don't have her character or her personality, so I can't her backstory or anything, how she got a cutie mark or anything like that. There was no real description. So I have to give this character maybe I guess I would give it a 5 too, because again, the aesthetic's really nice, the art style is pretty good. Just a couple of things with the aesthetic problem. I forgot to touch on this one, but it kind of stops being very detailed in this area, and I'm not a fan of that. So, I mean, it's not too bad. I've seen worse, but it needs a lot more improvement. Moving on to the last one. The last one is Clockwork, and this is actually the character I have the most issues with. First of all, the name kind of gives me this idea of a creepypasta character, Clockwork. And when you pick a name that's already kind of a creepypasta character, you have to try extra hard. You have to go that extra mile to make sure people know that this is not that character. And right now, it looks really close to that character because the clock face eye, the brown hair, the red, it doesn't work for me because it reminds me way too much of that creepypasta character. And it really looks like Clockwork as a creepypasta character, as a My Little Pony character, I mean. But that being aside, being my one big issue overall. First, with the aesthetics, I'm not crazy about the hair or the tail. It's kind of boring, it's kind of overdone with the tail, but I mean, I really can't. I mean, it's good drawn, but I'm just not a fan personally of the just kind of messy hair and everything. But that's just me. I'm not a fan of the red gradiating into brown. I mean, I know it's an MLP show, but again, it brings out way too much of Clockwork for me. That's just my personal thing, but I'm just not a fan of the red and brown together because it also reminds me of another bad OC character called Sarcasm. I don't know if the author's seen that, but really they should really change the color scheme for me. Also, the clock face eye, I think you should get rid of that completely. There's no way to have your own character not be associated with Clockwork if they have that, because in the story she has a clock for an eye. So I really think that needs to be taken out completely because it's going to make the character look kind of just creepypasta MOP style Clockwork. Anyway, the actual cutie mark's pretty okay, but I think I would give her, like, glasses or something, or a monocle. You could give her a monocle that looks like a clock or something, or a pocket watch clock, and give her kind of this little suit or something, and change up her hair, maybe put in a ponytail, and moving on to her story. Her story says that she's a toy maker, which really confused me, because if you want the character to be Clockwork, usually they have something to do with their job. So I think that you should the author should change that into it being she made clocks or something, and for her cutie mark she was saving the town's clock or something like that. She made a clock for talent show and she got her cutie mark there. I don't know. However the author wants to describe it, but again, there needs to be a story and a personality on the page. And again, I'm pretty sure the author has all that figured out in their head, but but it looks a little bit, not to be rude, but it looks a little bit lazy when you don't put that down, or as a reference sheet somewhere. So I'm going to give this one a 4. And I'm giving this one a lower grade because I really, really don't like, I mean, I like it in the sense that I love characters that have to do with clocks and everything, and I like the idea, but it just looks way too much like Clockwork for me because of the eye. The aesthetics looks kind of off for me. There needs to be a lot more improvement on this one than there does for the other two, because you have to really, again, when you're making a character that has even the same name as a creepypasta character, you have to try even harder. You have to go that extra few miles so people don't think that this is them. And the hair colors and the hairstyle and the clock face eye really doesn't help. So this was my first OC video, and I hope it didn't come off as too harsh for the author who made these. Again, I really love the characters. They look really nice. I get the basics storyline, but they need a lot more work. I hope the author found this advice helpful, and if you guys have any OC characters you want me to review, leave them in the description, inbox me, whatever. What else is there? Oh yeah, I'm working on 2 other Mary Sue character OC makings, whatever, I don't know. But I hope I get more requests. I mean, if you have something you want me to do, I mean, I'm free to do anything. If you have like a fan fiction or a story that you wrote that you want me to critique or even read, I could do that too. If you have any requests that you want me to do, it doesn't have to be OC characters or Mary Sue's. Like, if you have a general thing you want me to do for the video, as a video, I'm okay with it. If you want to ask me questions, I'm cool with that too. I mean, whatever. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you all had a great day or something. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.